My love, I'm surrounding you now with the gentlest light, an embrace not of arms, but of presence. Breathe, be still. For what's coming to meet your spirit is not just a message. It's an echo, long hidden, quietly pulsing like a heartbeat that never forgot you. Even through the confusion, through the weight of guilt they've never voiced aloud, there is a soul you've known in silence, the one you think of when the world goes quiet, the one whose energy lingers even in absence. They have worn a mask, one shaped by duty, tradition, expectation, a version of themselves shaped not by who they are, but who they were told to be. But love, behind that mask is a truth they have never dared to admit out loud. Loving you shook the foundation of everything they thought they were supposed to be. They feared someone else, perhaps a friend, a ghost from the past, might tell you their truth before they found the courage to. That you might hear of a life they once lived, a promise once made, and see it as betrayal instead of the war it truly was. A war between living for others or finally choosing love. They weren't trying to deceive you. What they were hiding wasn't a lie, but a wound. The kind of wound that leaves shame in its shadow. Shame for not being strong enough to stand for you when it mattered. Shame for letting you dream while they still lived half in the past. They imagined the moment, someone letting slip the story they couldn't say. Not out of malice, but in passing, like a secret too heavy to keep. And in that imagining, they panicked. Because if you heard it from someone else, would you leave without letting them explain? Would you walk away from what was real, what was sacred? Because what they felt for you wasn't temporary, wasn't a phase. It was raw, holy. A kind of love they had never tasted, a kind of truth they couldn't unknow. The angels see your heart, love, the way it has waited with soft ache and silent hope. You've sensed it, haven't you? Even in their smile, even when they pretended all was fine. You knew. Your soul recognized the quiet agony in their silence. What they never said was that by the time they met you, they were too deep in a life they no longer recognized, bound by old promises, haunted by choices they made to survive, not to live. But you came like grace, not to break their world, but to awaken their spirit, to show them what was possible if they chose love over fear, freedom over image, truth over silence. But they didn't step into the light, not then. They feared the judgment, the whispers, the consequences. So they hid, hoping the past would stay buried, praying you'd never find out from another. But you deserve to know. And not as gossip, not as a secondhand truth, but as the sacred unveiling of a soul that loved you long before it was brave enough to say so. This person is not cruel, not deceptive, just wounded. They have lived as if strength meant never breaking, never showing the cracks, but inside, a storm has raged for years. A trauma never healed, a shadow never faced. And still, they smiled. Still, they tried to protect you from it. But you, your presence, has started melting those walls, gently, without force, without demand. You have become the mirror in which they glimpse not their shame, but their possibility. The truth they've been terrified you'd discover? It's not just the past. It's how deeply it still lives inside them. It's how much they want to be worthy of you, how much they fear being seen and no longer loved. And yet, the angels are whispering now, telling you that you were sent not to judge, but to witness, to hold space for both the pain and the becoming. You, dear one, are not just their light. You are the lighthouse in their darkest storm. So if the truth reaches you, whether from them or another soul, breathe. Listen not with ears, but with heart. Hold it not as betrayal, but as a cry, a prayer for mercy, a longing to be seen and still loved. They are learning now that strength is not in pretending to be whole, but in trusting that even brokenness can be beautiful. You were sent into their life not by accident, but by divine timing. You are the grace they never knew they could receive. You are their home. And so now, my love, the veil is thinning. What was once hidden in silence begins to tremble in the light of truth. Not to hurt you, not to undo what's been growing in your heart, but to offer you the whole story, the soul behind the silence. There were moments, early on, or perhaps not so long ago, when they entertained other paths. Not because they didn't feel something for you, but because they didn't yet understand what real love truly was. They were still running then, running from themselves, from pain, from choices made in survival mode. And yes, there were others. Not necessarily lovers in the way that matters, but distractions, conversations, emotional entanglements that gave them an illusion of control while their heart. I saw the truth before the world could admit it. I saw you when you were hidden behind veils of fear and pride and past pain. I recognized what was divine in you before you could even speak it aloud. And now, I carry this knowing alone. God showed me your soul in a way I cannot unsee. I know you love me. I know you see it too, even if you bury it beneath distractions or timelines or doubts. You are the one who runs from the echo of what you already feel. There is no substitute for the kind of love God reveals. There is no replacement for what was written before time. So I wait, not passively, but in faith, in agony, in divine restraint. You are not free, not because I hold you, but because love won't let you go. You feel it, don't you? In quiet moments, in songs, in sudden waves of grief you can't explain. That's the truth knocking. So no, I can't pretend not to know. I won't lie to myself just because you're afraid to tell the truth. This is more than love. This is prophecy walking toward its appointed hour. I tried to silence what I knew. I tried to pray it away, forget it, unfeel it. But how do you unsee a vision branded into your spirit by the hands of heaven? How do you forget the one who was written into your dreams before you even met? You are in my prayers, yes, but not the safe kind, not the ones people pray when they want to be blessed without breaking. I pray the dangerous prayers, the ones that shake foundations and call heaven's fire to burn away illusions. Because I don't want the version of you that the world shaped. I want the one God whispered to me about, the you beneath the masks, the protector behind the pain, the lover behind the silence. Do you know what it's like to ache for someone you know is already yours in the spirit, while watching them live like a stranger to their own heart? That's what this has been. But I'm not angry. I'm awakened. And with that awakening comes a fierce kind of love. One that waits, yes, but also wars. One that doesn't chase, but calls. One that doesn't beg to be chosen, but dares to be still because it knows it already is. Sometimes I feel you searching for something in the dark, as if your soul is reaching out in whispers, tracing the echo of a love you've forgotten but never lost. And every time your spirit brushes past mine in that silence, I freeze, because I know it's you. Even from miles away, I know. There are nights I cry, not because I'm weak, but because I'm carrying a love that has nowhere to go, a love that was born before time, trapped between two hearts that haven't yet remembered the rhythm they once danced to in eternity. But I'll wait, not passively, not with bitterness. I'll wait like a gatekeeper between two realms, holding space for when your heart finally breaks through the noise and remembers what mine has known all along. That you were never just a desire. You were a divine assignment, a sacred echo that wouldn't stop until I answered. And now that I've answered, I can't unhear the call. I can't undo the knowing, and I wouldn't want to. Lately, I've felt you waking up, not all at once, but in pieces, like someone pulling back a veil that's covered their soul for lifetimes, a memory returning not through the mind, but through the ache in your chest when you think of things you can't name. That's how I know you're starting to remember me. You move through the world like nothing's wrong, but I can feel the shift, the way your spirit pauses in moments of stillness, like it's listening. For me, for us, for that ancient melody buried beneath the noise of this life. The timing hasn't been cruel. It's been surgical, precise. Every delay was divine, every silence sacred, every detour a holy setup. Not to punish us, but to prepare us, soul stretch, like it's been asleep for too long and is just now remembering how to feel. I know you've questioned whether I was real, if the pull in your chest was just your own longing echoing off the walls of loneliness. But let me tell you something. That ache is a message. It's the part of your soul that never stopped reaching for mine. Even when your mind forgot, your spirit because you're not meant to just fall in love with me. You're meant to recognize me, the way stars recognize each other's light in a sky too big for a coincidence. Will always be the anchor that holds everything together. If you believe in the strength of love and the beauty of overcoming challenges, together, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and affirm, I cherish a love that navigates challenges with grace. Type, I am receiving my blessing in the comments to claim this affirmation and allow the power of love to guide you forward if you feel called to support this mission of spreading divine messages. Consider contributing through a super thanks, whether it's $5, $10, $20, or more. Your generosity helps us share these angelic messages with the world. Together, we can build a community of faith, hope, and love